What is up, dudes and lady flippin' dudes? Welcome back to Just Nuts, guys. We got some pretty cool news today. Something a lot of people probably weren't expecting because this kind of support comes a little bit few and far between, it seems. But we've got... Oh, the hair in my mouth. Whoops. We've got ritual support. Not Ritual Beast, ritual support. And this card is insane. Let me tell you guys, this card is better than Manju. You might, like, Dex literally might be dropping Manju for this, but we'll get into it in just a sec here. So, when we start off here, we're looking at Diviner of the Heralds. Really cute design, cute, like, you know, fairy girl, like, she's cool. She's a level 2 light fairy tuner effect monster. Okay, she's kind of got it all going on, right? Level 2 light fairy, like, that works with Eva. It's a tuner. That's good. Like, that actually gives you some extra additional plays. 500 attack, 300 defense, not relevant. First and second effects are both once per turn. If this card is normal or special summoned, you can send one fairy monster from your deck or extra deck to the graveyard, and if you do, increase the level of this card by the monster's level until the end of the turn. Oh, we'll get back to that in a sec. It's so good. And the second effect is if this card is tributed, you can special summon a level 2 or lower fairy monster from your hand or deck, except for another copy of itself. Another very, very powerful effect. Overall, this is like... This is such a complete card in my eyes, right? Like Manju, you can literally sum up Manju by the first effect, not including the level buff, right? You summon Manju, you search either a ritual spell or a ritual monster. You summon this card, you can send Herald of the Arclight, either of those. Then she becomes level 6, already making her, at least in Heralds, better than Manju, because Manju does not cover the full cost of a Herald ritual summon by himself, whereas she will after sending a Herald of the Arclight. Additionally, she gets added, I guess, versatility in the sense that you can send Elder Entity Ntis, I believe I'm saying that right, just to pop a card. I mean, it's something like if you're going saying your opponent has a floodgate, or just a back row in general, and to give yourself a better chance at playing through it, you give it a quick pop, and then if you already had like search cards, then from there you start getting searching, and this card will already gain the levels. It'll be higher level to pay that you know, tribute cost for the ritual summon, and you can go from there. I don't know how much the fact that it's a tuner could come up, but I guess it could. I mean, if you ritual summon for a 6 and she's a level 2, like you could make it like an 8. I don't know. I really don't know, but it's possible, right? The second effect is just extra value. I mean, like, there's a reason Ben 10 is so good, is because, like, ritual summoning historically is not considered as good because you have to pay, like fusion summoning, original fusion summoning, you'd have to have a fusion card, and both monsters in rotation. And by rotation, I mean like hand and field, to send to the graveyard. You're putting like 3 cards at least into one monster. Kind of same thing with ritual summoning. Not necessarily. Well, yeah. You need the ritual monster in hand. You need the ritual spell, and you need the materials to pay cost for the ritual summon. And so it's so bad card economy wise, but this just pays for itself so hard. This card becomes 1 card for the tribute summon, and when it's tribute summon, you could special summon a level 2 or lower fairy straight from the deck. We've already seen that could be, I think, Cyber Petite Angel, that can be possibly Eva, that could be possibly, you know, the Herald Hand Trap-ish cards. I don't know if you'd ever actually summon those, but they are level 2 light fairies, I believe, there. So I just think this card really does it all. It's the most, like, complete. This feels like the kind of card that if they were going to be like, let's make rituals good again in 2020, this is the kind of card they would drop. It's so good. So good in my opinion. And I'm not even sure if it's just Heralds. I mean, I think Nekroz, like, still just be a generically good searcher for Nekroz that gets to a higher level than Manju for certain summons. And I don't know if they actually play the level 2 light fairy package, but I guess you could if you play this. We'll see about Megaliths. Megaliths are the new archetype coming. Ignition Assault, their ritual deck. We'll see about them. But Heralds are really the big one that benefits from this, just because the synergy is, like, perfect with them, but the synergy is still good. It's not like it's bad with other stuff. It's just the best with Heralds. But definitely looking forward to this card, seeing what this can do for rituals. This could be the difference maker in making ritual decks good again. And then for some smaller news, I would say we have Iria the Water Charmer Clear getting imported into Eternity Codes. And I say imported, but we never seen this card. But we know that the Charmer Link girls are coming. So we're getting, this is the last of the, we'll say, elementals. Like I consider fire, water, earth, wind elementals, while light and dark are like, they're separate things. I don't consider them elements. So we're getting the last of the elementals. It makes sense, like light and dark are the most generically abusable ones, so it makes sense we'll get those last. But she's nice. I mean, like, you may look at this and be like, oh, but John, it's the water one. Same thing with the wind and when the fire. But like, that's what we said when the fire one came out. When Hita came out, we were like, But like, just because Sallies are have been so prominent for the last couple, like the last year straight, and then like strikers play the fire link, which they also play the water link, which gives this value. Like, and any deck that just plays like anything, like randomly, like Tenyi's, their link 2 is fire attribute, like boom, Avermax, like, right, like two link material Avermax, like out of that, like stuff like that. So it's still good, and I think they'll all come up at some point, like really. And then the last card we have here is like something we don't see. I mean, this isn't big news at all. It's just called Armored Bitron. We don't know what it does. He just looks like a bigger form of Bitron, the normal monster. You know, he looks cool. I actually like his design a lot. We'll just have to see what his effect actually does, but we don't know anything else there. But that'll do it for me here today, guys. Like, just this insanely awesome ritual card. Iria is actually pretty hyped that now we have all of them. We'll even see if Konami is ballsy enough to drop the light and dark one. They'll be very, very powerful, especially the dark one. But we'll see if we ever get those. And then, you know, Armored Bitron. But that's going to do it for me here today, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, subscribe to the channel because it just makes sense. If you enjoyed this video, you're probably going to enjoy videos I release in the future, videos I've released in the past, and it just makes sense. Subscribe so you have better access to those. I'm going to get the hell out of here, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and peace.